Everybody, it's Moses Harper here, and I want to give some shout outs and some love to the young adults all over the country, but particularly in the New York City area, who have been doing their best to weather the storm, not only in this pandemic, but in life in general. We need to give them some credit because they inherited a world where it's full of corruption and violence and hate and bigotry and all this, judgment. And they came into this world and inherited all this stuff that they didn't even make, but they're being subjected to it. So I just want to offer some insight and just show some love to the young adults all over the world who have been dealing with the unreasonable amount of judgment and pressure from devices in our society and, in the media and social media. They have some real concerns, and I've been doing outreach with them for so long, so I kind of speak with authority. It doesn't matter what you're going through. I don't care if, you're gay. I don't care if, you're going through the whole colorism thing, I just want you to know that who you are in your heart and who you are just naturally, that there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. And I don't care if it's your parents. I don't care if it's your family members. I don't care who it is. Whatever it is about you that's in your heart to be and to do, that's not a mistake. That's just you. So, I've weathered those storms before. I have gone through that, and I'm flat out telling you that it's worth it for you to be the real you than to be the fake somebody else, I've had kids, having anxiety and, fear of being judged because of, the whole issue with colorism. And it's like, to me, I have a greater understanding that this was basically a formula to get people to hate themselves. Black is beautiful, okay? There's nothing wrong. There's only beauty in beautiful black skin. It's gorgeous, okay? It's rich, I'm a painter also, so it's like I know you guys see like music and stuff around me because I'm a musician. I play 3 instruments, I sing, I rap, I produce, but I'm an artist, and a lot of my artistry, I paint a lot of portraits in addition to landscapes, but I paint a lot of portraits, and I love painting richer toned skin. It's more complex to do it, but it's fun and it's gorgeous. I'm not taking anything away from people with other skin tones, but there's nothing wrong. There's only beauty in dark, beautiful, rich skin tone. And I'm an artist. I'm telling you this. To the young ladies out there, it's okay for you to respect yourself and to hold yourself to a higher standard and not lower your standards so that you can please people around you. You never have to do that. You never have to do that. You're beautiful all by yourself. You're worth it. You're worthy all by yourself. You don't need to please people around you. The world is going to do that to try to trick you into doing and becoming things that the world wants you to be for its own agenda. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. I don't care who it's. I don't care if it's gossip. I don't care if it's gossip. I don't care where it's coming from. You delving into what it is in your heart to be and who you are and holding yourself to a higher standard in terms of respecting yourself, that pays off in the end. And to the young men out there, there's a lot of pressure, especially with men of color, for them to, show their man, like I have to show that I'm the man, and just like show that you tough and this, that, and the other. It's an illusion because, to be honest with you, with all the work that I've done with young adults who are locked up in jails and in the prison systems, every last one of them said they had no idea. It wasn't that they were stupid, but they were naive. They had no idea that it was so backwards. Once you go into jail, it's like it wasn't even worth it, beating your chest trying to prove that you're the man. None of it paid off. And it's like they wish they could be nerds now. They wish they could, I just want to be an upstanding citizen. I hate this. I want to get out of this. I don't want to be in gang life. I don't want to be a part of any of this because it's like it takes away all your freedom. You're already the man. You don't need, a big truck and, ice all over. You don't need all of that to be the man. You already are. You were priceless from the day that you were born. Your value never goes down. So kind of keep that in mind. Try to remind yourself of that. I don't care who's around you telling you like, yo, you ain't got no money, you don't got no this, that, and the other, or blah, blah, blah. You know, you whack, blah, blah. It's not true. This is the part that you can't pay for. You can't pay for this. This, if you feed this, you know, if you do that, that can't be taken away from you. And your freedom is a big deal. None of the people who actually love you, none of your real friends will try to encourage you to do things that will get you into trouble. I promise you this. And it won't be worth it in the end. And to be honest, you know, a lot of the guys that I've spoken to who have been locked up, and I've made thousands of visits into the jail. A lot of them, they're like, you know, they've been sitting in there 6, 7, 5 years. And they're like, they don't even remember what the person looks like that they punched out or they hit with a bat or they did whatever to. It's like, I don't even remember what he looks like. Like, it wasn't even worth it. So being impulsive and, you know, trying to prove your manhood, it's not worth it, you know. And just keep that in mind. Trying to be able to take care of yourself as a young adult. When you do become a man, it takes you being able to navigate and count and calculate and take care of yourself, not just, you know, being on the social tip, you know, with females or, you know, or males or whatever. That's one aspect, but you need to be able to hold it down for yourself first before you can please anybody else. You're already worth it, you know. And I just want to just offer some love and some appreciation, because I know it is hard. It's hard when, you know, people are not accepting you and your peers are clowning you and this, that, and the other. I've been through it, trust me. And it really pays in the end to be the real you instead of the fake something else. It doesn't make sense to do that. This is not my rule, but I'm just saying these are the patterns that have worked. I'm literally saying what I've seen. I'm not making it up and saying, okay, let me doctor this. This is literally what I've seen. And it keeps happening generation after generation after generation. And I've worked with youth out in Cali and Jersey and Florida and New York, like all over. And it's been the same thing. All different walks of life saying the same thing. And I just, you know, I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate the fact that a lot of y'all have ideas that, you know, adults have a tendency to become jaded. And they don't want to, you know, consider possibility and creativity and this, that, and the other, because they become jaded and they just bog down with life and paying bills and that's it. And they forget to live and they just exist. I'm not saying all adults do, because, you know, like I said, I'm 100 years old. But there's a flavor and a spice to life that young people have that I really appreciate. Never lose that. And I think that that's another thing that's allowed me to move forward and be able to navigate life a lot better. It's y'all are my lineage. I'm from young people. That's where I come from. All of us started out as young people. We didn't know any color. We didn't know a gender. We didn't know, you know, a class system or anything like that. We was little kids. We was babies. That's how all of us started out. And it's crazy that the world is demanding you, you know, from the time you get out, like, oh, you have to be able to read at this level at this time and do this and do that. You're not supposed to be anybody outside of you. You know, if you were supposed to be that person, you would have been them. You don't have to be anybody outside of you. Just being you is more than enough. There's not a copy of you nowhere on earth. You might as well be the best you that you can be. You'll get that right. But I promise you, you will fail at trying to be somebody outside of you. You'll never get it right. You'll never get it right. But if you try to be you, be who you really are in your heart, you can get that right. That's attainable. And to the young adults who are struggling with some of their classes with school or, you know, some of their subjects, it's not about necessarily getting this grade that's, you know, 80 or 90 or 100. It's literally about the amount of effort that you put into life. That's really all it's about. You know, you can't beat somebody who has heart. So if you have heart, it's hard to beat somebody who has heart, even if it is a young adult. And just a side note to the parents, I know that these are your children. I get that. I'm with you. These are people. These are people. They have a divine right to be on this earth and to exist. They're not a machine that you're supposed to program into what you want them to be. They're people. They're little, they need guidance, or they're young and they're naive and they need guidance. I get that. But these are people. and they have a right to be on this planet and to live life within safe boundaries, but they still have a right to. These are people. They have feelings, and they're not always wrong, and you're not always right, and that comes along with being on Earth. None of us are always right. So, appreciation to the parents who have enough heart to apologize when they're wrong, because that doesn't happen very often, and when it does, oh my goodness, I want to hug parents. When they, you know what, I was wrong. It takes heart, and it takes really loving somebody to be able to say, you know what, I messed up. Let me see how we can fix this. And to the educators out there, you guys need to get like triple pay. I'm serious. Y'all need to get triple pay. I'm not even kidding right now. I'm talking about actual educators who put in, some heart and some pizzazz and their little professional savvy, that little extra that makes it interesting and makes young people and students want to learn, what's going on in their classroom settings. It's not so much that you're teaching them and raining down rule on them. Your job is to get them to understand there's something in here that we're discussing that you might want to know about because it applies to you. And sometimes it's just know where you're coming from. Know where this place came from. Do you know what started all this? And you know why this system is set up like this? You know how does it apply to your life? Don't you want to know? And not wanting to know leaves people ignorant and left out of a lot of opportunities in life in general. So, even though, I'm not technically enrolled in school right now, I've got my degree and all that stuff, I continue to be a lifelong learner because anything that ain't growing is dead. You got to keep learning. If you gonna go scuba diving, you got to figure out, you got to get a license to be able to scuba dive. It's like you have to learn how to do it. If you want to drive a car, you can't just be like, okay, let me go drive a car. You have to learn how to drive. So learning is just a way of life. Your brain doesn't stop. The plasticity in your brain in terms of its ability to make new connections and learn new stuff, it doesn't stop until like a half hour, 6 hours after you die. So you might as well keep adding on, and learning. And it's never too late to try, to try to start, live life on your own terms even more. And I just want the best for y'all. And I look forward to being able to connect more. Y'all have a wonderful every day of your existence. And keep being you. You are absolutely beautiful. Whoever told you that you weren't, they lied. You're absolutely beautiful and priceless. Anybody who says that you're not, tell them to come see me. All right? Peace.